good afternoon or good evening, depending where you are in this great country of ours or world, depending where you are. We have a lot of Bills fans in other countries as well. But this is how you do it, Jake. I mean, wow. Let's celebrate. Let me throw it over to you. First initial thoughts. I mean, fantastic game, right? Great bounce back.
Yeah, I'm gassed up right now. I'll be honest, Mike. I mean, this is really nice. This is really sweet to be talking about a win for the first time, and it feels like forever. We didn't do a post game for the Dolphin show. We did do one for the Titans before that. So really, it's been a while since we've been able to celebrate on a live
Yeah.
stream. So this is great. I'm loving it. I can get used to it. We'll take it.
Totally agree. I mean, from the get go, I mean, the Bills came out strong. They did completely opposite of what we were all talking about. I mean, they were like, let's get away from that running game. This is what we were saying. It's what people in the channel were saying. And
Yeah.
they come out under center and they run the ball. They run the ball successfully today. A lot of play action and Josh and Steph and even Gabe Davis. He only had what 3 catches, but he got over 100 yards receiving. It was nice to see Gabe Davis back in action again. I mean, and then after the 10 points, it was a little bit of a lull. It was concerning me a little bit. I'm like, oh man, are we going to go in like 10-3, 10-6
Yep.
at halftime? But no, we were able to get the ball back and get that extra touchdown before the half. So, talk to me about that. What you saw from the opening kickoff.
Well, it was our first opening drive touchdown in as long as I can remember. It's been a while since it's happened. I don't know. Has it happened this year yet? An opening drive touchdown? I know we've gotten field goals, but it's been a while since we've actually scored a touchdown.
Yeah, you're asking an old man who probably can only remember 2 weeks back, and it might have
You've been
early
pretty
on.
good with the key statistics lately, though. So I'm pretty impressed, Mike. But anyways, nonetheless, we came out firing. You could tell that there was something to be proven this game. I think Isaiah McKenzie pregame was getting in the faces of all of our receivers, getting everyone fired up, which is great. Love to see that. And a little bit of a scare at the end with him, but he's okay, I think, from what it looks like. He was
Yeah,
in on that final
he
kickoff
was.
or
Yeah, he
whatever. So
was. Yep.
good there, thank God. But I absolutely love it. I'm glad that we ran up the score a little bit. I'm glad we kept our starters in until like 2 minutes left in the game. That's phenomenal to see. Get us some more fantasy points from our fantasy football players here. Josh played phenomenal. He played lights out. We were attacking the defense. I honestly think he could have thrown for 500 yards if we would have let him. But I will take the 366, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not really an interception. Didn't even really matter at that point, anyways. But I don't think it was it wasn't a legitimate interception, anyways. So we'll just scratch that. It kind of messed up his perfect game.
Yeah,
But
right.
man,
Kind of bummed me out. I was saying, and I did tell you before the show started. I'm like, I think it was a little karma. I felt like the Bills are trying to run it up a little bit. I know you love that. I was like,
yeah,
man, let's just run some clock out. We got this game in hand. Let's not risk injury. And sure enough, there he's still slinging it, and then he throws that pick in again. It looked like that ball hit the ground, but didn't matter. But it
yeah.
did hurt his passing rating just slightly on the day.
And Matt Breida, let's go.
I mean, we said get him in there. First of all, I want to recognize Antonio out there in the
There
chat.
he is,
Good to
my
see you,
man.
Antonio. Yes, this is the team we're used to seeing. These are the type of celebrations we're expecting. So it's very, very nice to have this versus what we experienced last week. But yeah, the Bills got the kick in the pants that they needed, and this is the result. So, I mean, let's go around. Let's start with the offense. We'll work our way to the defense, and let's go around the horn. Talk about all the different positions, and then yeah, we'll give out some game balls at the end of this. Jake, we'll give out 2 game balls each. But let's start with what the big question mark was this week was the offensive line. So talk to me about what you saw, what you think how you think the offensive line did.
So at first I was like, here we go again. We're back to what we've been seeing the last few weeks. I don't think we looked great coming out of the gate, but we got it together, and it was better. I'm not going to say it was great, but it was definitely better. Josh took he took the 1 sack, which was more his fault than anything on the blitz by that corner.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, it's still an obvious weak point for us, but I'll take it. It was definitely a much better play than last week. So definitely encouraging. Deion Dawkins, he had the one, he got injured on the one play, and then he also got a penalty as well. I don't think he played a great game by any means. But like I said, I guess we'll take it for now. Huge win for us. We actually were able to run the football a little bit, which is great, you know. But that's what happens when you set up the run with a great passing game. I mean, we were taking some deep shots. I mean, we were all over, middle of the field, deep. It was just really refreshing because we weren't just checking the ball down all game. We weren't just throwing crossing patterns. We were doing a little bit of everything. Josh was able to show what he's made of, throwing those deep balls. Stephon Diggs making some incredible catches. Gabe Davis with the phenomenal catch at the end there. Like, man, this is what you like to see. We have playmakers on this team. We just got to use them.
Yeah, Slinky's saying, yeah, the running game looks good, but it's the Jets defense. And you know what? He's absolutely right. I mean, we ran.
Yeah, sure.
The Jets were, I think, pre-game, I said they were about giving up about 130 something yards per game. That's exactly what they gave up to us, 139 yards. So it doesn't surprise me. I know we all wanted the Bills to kind of abandon the run. We're just tired of seeing it stuff, but I guess it shouldn't surprise us that they did try to force the run a little bit because of that Jets defense and how vulnerable they are against the run. Of course, they're vulnerable against the pass as well. We took advantage of that. So offensive line, Jake, I know you ventured off in a lot of the positions there in offense there, but give me a grade for the game.
C+.
C+. Okay.
C+. It's better. It's better, but it's not where it needs to be.
All right, and then let's talk about the receivers.
Receivers were incredible. Emmanuel Sanders almost had that one really nice one-handed catch too.
Oh, yes.
Beasley wasn't really.
He made the catch, but there was.
I was going to say, okay, so he made it, but he wasn't credited because of the penalty. Right.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Cole Beasley really wasn't involved a whole lot. That's not really his fault. 2 for 15. We didn't necessarily have to use him today. I would have liked to because he's on my fantasy team. I started him and Hunter Renfrow as my 2 receivers today, Mike, because I figured they were sure 10-point getters. So that one hurt a little bit. But Gabe Davis really stepped it up in a big way. That was great to see him involved a little bit. It's about time. It's been all year we've been talking about it. Why hasn't he been more involved in the offense? And he finally was today. And it was nice to see. It was just really nice. Isaiah McKenzie getting a couple reverses. He scored on the one play.
Yep.
That was awesome. And Stephon Diggs, I mean, we just took it to him. Clear mismatch going into the game, and he just absolutely dominated. I mean, some of the throws and catches that Josh and Stephon were making today were just beautiful. Things of beauty. I mean, throws and catches you see Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison. I mean, that's what it resembled to me. I loved it. Phenomenal stuff.
It just didn't seem fair. That poor guy, Guidry, comes in after an injury to the other cornerback, and once Guidry came in, it was pretty much over. They kept throwing to Diggs, and it was like even the commentators like they got to get this guy some help, and they just weren't doing it. But yeah, big day. I mean, what is he? 8 catches, 162 yards, 1 touchdown,
20.2 yards a catch.
We've been waiting for this type of game from him, and here he is. So, and then Gabe Davis with a real nice game, like we said, 3 catches for over 100 yards. I think Beasley, he's still dinged up a little bit, and I think they just kind of laid back once they felt that they had it under control. They kind of just let him rest up a little bit, which
that makes plenty of sense to me. We're gonna need him down the stretch here, so.
All right, so
absolutely.
So what are you giving the grades on the receivers?
Receivers were an A.
Okay.
I'm going to say A+ because guess what? They all played. Yeah. They all played well, Mike. They contributed today. That's what we want to see. It was a complete team effort. And man, like I said, Josh could have thrown for 500 yards today. Receivers were getting open. They were making tough contested catches. Stephon Diggs finally with that breakout game. My gosh, we've been waiting so long, and it was a legitimate breakout game. It wasn't any garbage time numbers or anything like that. Like this, all big catches, big plays, big touchdown. I mean, just what you want to see. So absolutely love it. A+ across the board.
All right.
And and I guess we should just talk about Dawson Knox a little bit. It was great to have him back. Would have loved to see him get a touchdown on his birthday. He turned, I think, 25 years old today. So that's unfortunate. Got to make that catch. It was unnecessary roughness. It was a tough catch too. I mean, he's sliding in the back of the end zone and everything, but man, if he catches that just would have been so sweet, Well,
I play him in my DraftKings lineups today, and I'm like, and he gets off to a good start. right?
Yeah.
We
Oh
went
yeah.
we went to him early, and then we went away from him, and then that play, that little flick in the end zone. I mean, you said it's a tough catch, Jake. I don't know. I think I got that
Hit him
all.
in the
I
hands.
think I got that all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyhow, Slinky, yeah, when we play the Patriots, it would be by far the biggest game of the season. Ugh, yeah, we got other games that are big right in front of us as well. So yeah, it's shaping up. Those Patriots, man, they're
One game at a time.
right. They're
Seriously,
back.
we
So
can't.
don't look
You know.
ahead. That's like what, three
Yeah.
games from now. What do we got? We got the Colts,
Colts, then Saints on
Saints, and then I
Thanksgiving.
think we got the Bucks.
I think yeah. Then it's the Bucks. Yeah.
So the next three games, all of a sudden, I mean, every game's important, as we said last week. So yeah. All right. So A+ for the receivers. Before I meant to ask you this on the offensive line, so I'm gonna go back there just a second. Spencer Brown was back. And what'd you think
Yep.
of Spencer?
Loved it. Loved having him back. Thank God. I mean, the right side looked a lot better with him in there. You could tell he's still he's definitely still a little injured. You could tell he was kind of little I don't even know what the right word is. He was kind of not limber. He was kind of
Stiff,
stiff, maybe. Yeah,
was
maybe.
just
I don't know what the word is.
like in
But
his
anyways, you could
fluid.
tell if there's a couple plays where you could see him a little, he's
Yeah,
walking not so normal on a few of those. But I think it's all right. As long as he could play, we're good. He's much better in the lineup than anyone else. So I will take it. I will take it for
yeah.
now.
Same here, same here. He looked. I mean, they didn't let him rest. They kept him in pretty late in the
Yeah,
game. I'm expecting him to go out. If you got a guy with a back problem, get him out as soon as you can. It worries me a
right.
little bit that a young guy, and I haven't heard much detail about this back injury. Did you ever hear anything about it there in
No,
Buffalo?
no, I didn't hear much at all. No, it's interesting, especially with him being so tall too. He has to when he bends. I mean, I'm sure that doesn't help very much when he has to get down. They always say low man wins, Mike. So he's got to get a little bit lower than the other guy, and he's 6'9", so not
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. Like I said, I worry about a young guy having a back injury. I mean, that's just scary to me. Did he wake up one morning, like, coach, back threw the back out, or did something really happen during practice? And
Right?
it'd be nice if they gave us a little more detail.
Yeah.
Anyhow, all right, good stuff. It is good to have him back, and he did look pretty good out there. And they did. I said in the pregame, let's run it. I would be running it to his side, but they did go over to the left side quite a bit, and that's Dawkins' side, right?
That's Dawkins. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they were running over there quite a bit.
And I'll tell you this: it was amazing to see, on the one pitch out that Matt Breida scored on. That's not a touchdown by Zach Moss or Devin Singletary. They don't have the speed to get to the outside like that. So that really just goes to show how much of an impact that guy can make with the speed that he has. He made an impact in the passing game as well. So if he's inactive again one more time this season, I'll be very upset and surprised. I don't think it'll happen. He's got to be a part of the game plan moving forward 100%. I know he had the fumble today. That kind of hurt a little bit. And he was playing so well right up
Yeah.
until that point. And you know what? It happens from time to time. Even Devin Singletary, he lost one, but we got it back. So
Yeah.
it's okay. When we're up by 40 points or whatever it is, it's all right to me.
Yeah, we'd be saying something different, obviously, if the game was close. So
Yeah.
I agree with you. I liked what I saw from him. That first pass to him to get the first score of the game was beautiful as well. I mean, Josh extended the play a little bit, and Breda knew right where to go, and there it was, spot on. And then that run later on, and it was a bummer to see him fumble. I'm like, man, I hope this doesn't, worry the coaches. But I feel like all the backs this year at some point have had issues fumbling the ball. Now
Yeah.
we've gotten lucky a lot of times. Either they fumbled it out of bounds or we recovered it, like the Singletary one today. So hopefully I'm with you. We said we wanted to see a change. They made the change, and it worked out, man. Worked out really
And they
good.
all got in the end zone today too, which is awesome.
That's
You love to see
amazing.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll go. I mean, since we're talking about the running backs, let's talk about those running backs a little bit more. And again, 139 total yards, average 5.8 yards per carry. Singleton 6.1 yards per carry. Breda only had 3 carries for 28 yards, but he averaged 9.3 per carry.
We'll
Of
take
course,
that.
of course, he had was it just the one? No, he actually had 3 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown from Breda as well. So. You were mentioning, you were saying it last week. We were saying it on the post game. Let's get him in, and it's working out. So you're great on the running backs.
Running backs, I'll give a B. It's you look at the yards per carry, that's great. Devin Singletary had a couple really nice, tough runs, and I feel like he always has at least one or two of those good runs in the game, and then he's just non-existent. So you just want to see a little more consistency, hold on to the football. Obviously, that's huge. But what a difference from this week to last week with the run game in general. And I think part of that is obviously due to the fact that we can throw the football. And we showed that when you set up with a pass, you can run the football effectively with the players and the personnel that we have. And really, you get those outside runs, you can run outside zone with Matt Breida. That's such a difference maker for us. Like, that's huge. So we need to keep moving forward with him.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'd like to hear what the channel thinks about Breda. They're a little quiet out there. Come on, guys, where you at? Hopefully, you're all getting your whatever it is your celebration drink is. Hopefully, you got that in front of you. But let's talk about how that. What he thought about Breda getting in there. And let's see here. I did another nice thing too, Jake, is that Josh didn't have to run. He had 2 carries.
Yeah, I know.
3 yards. When's the last time you saw Josh Allen run for 3 yards?
I don't think ever, really. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, his rookie year, he had that streak of 100-yard games, which is nuts.
Yeah.
But 3 yards, I don't know if I've ever seen a stat that low for him.
I did like the approach going under center. Again, we didn't want that in our pregame, but I liked it. I mean, it seemed to be, you have that. Again, most people aren't going to respect their run. They pretty much know we're going to pass, but you have to kind of, for that brief second, respect that they might run the ball. And then he just seems to have just a good flow to it. I mean, he dropped back quick and got the pass off quick all day. Right. So I liked it. I did
too. And actually, I'm just thinking about this too, Mike. So Josh had that one play where he rolled out and he had a call back on him. So that was like maybe a 15 to 20 yard run, something like that.
Yeah.
But that was the only other play I could think of that, would have maybe helped his rushing stats a little bit. But that's all right. I'm good with it. The less he has to run, really, the better sometimes. Yeah. It's keep him healthy, keep him alive out there, because it's a brutal game and we could see it. Injuries are tough. So
Yep. I have to imagine with this performance today, we said he was close from his stats last year. He's either going to be right there with them or ahead of last year's stats with this team. So pretty crazy to think that's the case with the 3 losses already this year. Let's see here. Do I got anything going on out there? Antonio, I was thrilled with Breda. Obviously, that fumble sucked. I hope it doesn't hinder his opportunity. Exactly. That was my thought. I'm like, oh, damn. Because you see how many times the coaches, I mean, they do not like anyone to put that ball on the ground, and you see them yanked out of the game. Because if that was a close game, that would have been a huge, huge play, just like Josh's plays last week. So, again, I don't think it will. I think that he had too many positives, and he gives us that speed on the outside or even on the inside to break one at any point in time. So I think we're going to see more of him, Antonio. So the last thing I don't think we talked about was the tight end, and that was Knox coming back, and obviously he contributed early on. I am surprised they didn't mention it was his birthday. I only heard that it was his birthday from you, but you normally on a game, somebody will say something like that. They'll let folks know, or you would have thought maybe one of the Bills celebrations would have been bringing out a birthday cake for him in the end.
Something, right? Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been good.
So all around, good performance from the offense. Liked what we saw there, and they did a lot of the things that we had been asking. Bring Breida in, throw the ball deep, feed Diggs, which they did.
They did. Extensively. How many total targets did he have today? I wonder. I saw he has 8 catches here, but I don't have the NFL.com thing open. I just have the box score.
I can only remember like 2 or 3 passes going his way where he didn't bring it down. And so I'm going to say roughly around 11 or 12 targets, but
that sounds right.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't have that stat either.
They'll show it on Pro Football Reference tomorrow once that's updated.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's switch over to the defense here again. I am a little bummed they allowed more than our 14-point average. Man, I take that to heart. Come on, giving up these garbage.
Yeah.
These garbage
it was huge. Shout out to my buddy Tim. So he had a question for me today for fantasy: Jamal Agnew or Elijah Moore, and I said Elijah Moore, and I stuck to that.
Okay.
And it wasn't looking great because Jamal
Agnew had
Agnew
a
had a
big one.
66-yard
Yep.
run today for a touchdown, and towards the end of the game, I mean, I think Elijah Moore only had like one catch for 4 yards, and he finished with 3 for 40. Was it 3 for 40? 3 for 44 and a touchdown. So he had the one touchdown at the end of the game from Joe Cool, and that helped him out a little bit. So shout out to you, Timmy. Glad I could come through for you there. That's huge.
So let's talk about that defensive line. I mean,
Yeah.
give me your take on how they did, and what's your grade for the game today?
So I think who had a really nice day today was F.A. Obata. Now I know he had that was such a dumb penalty. I mean,
I know.
terrible. At the end of the game there, just can't stand it. But I thought he actually played extremely well today. Didn't see a whole lot from anyone else. Greg Rousseau was in there a few times. But really, yeah, he didn't do a whole lot. I mean, I was looking at just some of the other guys here. I'm just looking. Harrison Phillips, I thought played okay in place of Starr. That was pretty good. AJ Klein, how about that? I know we're talking D
Hey,
line, but
wait
I'm
till I
thinking
get
now. Yeah,
wait till we get
we'll
to the
wait for that.
linebackers. Yeah,
We'll
wait
wait
till
for
we get to
that.
the linebackers.
I don't think anyone else had a sack today, did they? Right?
There was
It
just
looks
one
like
sack,
just one.
just the
Yeah,
one
F.A.
sack
Obata,
and a bottom.
the
Yeah.
lone. Yeah,
So your dad was calling 4. He then dropped it to 2 after he heard Star was out,
yeah,
and
and they halved it.
it again. Mike White gets the ball out pretty quick, but dude, they were. I mean, the pressures. I mean, we got one sack, but that guy was hit and hit
Yeah.
hard many times. So I'm
Yep.
sure those pressure numbers are up there today. I mean,
I thought Eddie Oliver played pretty well.
I was
too
gonna
today.
say Oliver. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
he had a nice day.
it was a fantastic game from him.
Yep.
So again, overall, the sack number's not there, but the pressures were. We know that we saw it, and with Mike White getting the ball out so quick, it's kind of hard to get any type of sacks. But I thought the pressure was great. So what do
We'll
you
take it.
what are you giving them as a grade today?
I'm going to give them a B plus. Love to see it. Want to see more sacks, obviously, but yeah, the pressure was there for sure, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
All right, let's go to the linebackers. AJ Klein stepping in for
Yeah, AJ
Tremaine
Klein. I
Edmonds.
thought he played a hell of a game today. Very happy with his performance. He got in there. He had the one TFL. That was awesome.
He actually
Yeah,
had 2
really
TFLs. Jay.
two. Yes, he
So,
did.
and this
Yeah,
is kind of what he just shot the gap perfectly on both those
right.
plays, and it's just something I don't know. I don't see Edmonds do a lot, so
I know.
I liked
And
what
when
I
he
saw
does, it's
there.
usually a mistake.
Yeah, he's taking the wrong angle there. But anyhow, AJ Klein, he also had what two tackles for a loss and a pass deflection early on. He almost had a pick early in the
Yep.
game. Thought he played a great game filling in for Edmonds, and I don't know, a little bit of a linebacker controversy going. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's not gonna take over for Edmonds, but I'm just saying
He needs to be on the field more,
he
though.
needs to be on the
100%.
field more. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Give Edmonds a break once in a while. What the hell? I mean, give him.
Exactly.
There's no reason when you got it's just nice to have that depth there, and we only played 2 linebackers at a time. It seems right. That's all we typically play. So it's
Yep.
nice to have 3 linebackers who can kind of rotate in and out.
That's great.
Give Edmonds a little more rest. But yeah, I was super happy with what I saw from Klein. He was always seemed to be around the ball. He had 7 tackles today, like I said. Matt Milano had a nice game, 9 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss as well. So linebackers, I mean, I'm not going to give them an A plus, but what's your grade over there?
I'll give them an A minus. How's
A
that
minus.
sound?
All right.
A minus.
I gotta agree with you there. And then let's talk about all right, Jake. I mean, I think let's talk about our corners. Levi Wallace. Levi heard you. He was upset. He was upset. And when you said that, I even said, all right, I think I said Levi's gonna have a pick. I just feel it.
Yeah, you did.
After you gave him some garbage.
I love it.
Played a great game. I think the corners did a fantastic job, including my guy Taron Johnson with a nice
All 3. I mean,
pick,
all 3
right?
were starters. We had Trey, we had Levi, and Taron Johnson. I mean, it's awesome.
Dude, if you don't give them an A plus, I don't know. I mean, they
100%.
deserve an A plus,
A
right?
plus, yes.
All right, and then let's talk about our safeties.
Safeties played great too. Micah Hyde with the big strip and fumble recovery at the end of the half. I thought that was a huge momentum shifter.
That was
for sure, because that could have been a big drive for the Jets. They go in and score there. That's huge for them. So yeah, just thrilled with the safety play. Obviously, Jordan Poyer today played a great game as well. He had the interception. So we started another streak again with our safeties, which is awesome. So let's
Yep.
see if we can get consecutive games again. That'd be great. Pro Bowl level players, both of them. So I'm going to say for safeties, I'm going to give them an A plus as well.
All right, and then Antonio got us the targets, 13 targets.
13.
Yeah,
Nice. Now
13.
that every game it should be that.
Yeah,
There's no reason why it shouldn't be double digits.
no, I
Yep.
totally agree. And then Tim saying, I thought Milano was playing middle linebacker. Yeah, what I saw, well, what I read before the game was that Klein was going to play middle linebacker, and it looked like he did. From what I was watching, maybe a few plays they shifted around.
They were just using 2 anyways, so it was yeah.
So they both were. I mean, I don't know. You can probably consider both of them playing middle linebacker at one point. But yeah, I thought Klein was definitely the one playing filling in for Edmonds there, or taking his role. They just both did a great job, which Milano usually always does. And like I said, it's great to have a guy like Klein.
He looks healthy again too, which is really encouraging.
Yeah, he does. Did I miss anyone on defense? I think we went around the robin there. We had
I think that's about
everybody.
it.
The edge rushers. I mean, I talked about the D line. We kind of lump in the edge rushers on that as well. I thought Hughes looked okay, but Epinesa had that one penalty on the sack from who was the guy who got that sack? Was that? Remember the sack somebody had? Who was it? Can't remember. But Epinesa was in on that as well, and they called a personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh yes. Okay. Yep. I don't. Who the heck was that? Who was it? Who was in on that? I may have missed that actually. Maybe I was upstairs in the bathroom or something. Okay. I don't know. I'll have to go back.
I can't remember who, but it was a bummer because it was a nice, clean sack from him. But Epinesa got in there and did something that the refs didn't like. Apparently, this is the crew that calls some of the most penalties.
Most flags, yeah. So my buddy Tim had that stat too.
Yeah.
This officiating crew is throwing the most flags.
And
all season.
overall, it was more on the Jets. I mean, we stayed pretty clean today, which is nice to see.
So nice. Finally.
Little more discipline. So, all right, you got 2 game balls, Jake, and you have to give them out to individuals. You can't say O line or D line. You have to give them to individuals. Thank you, Antonio. Obata was the guy on that play.
Okay, I thought it was. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So definitely on offense, I'm gonna give it to Gabe Davis. It was amazing to see. Yep, it was amazing to see him back. Like involved. He had that amazing hell of a catch at the end there. I mean, wow, that was incredible concentration by him. 3 for 105. I mean, what a day. I mean, it's as good as it gets right there. So yeah, Gabe Davis is my offensive game ball. And then I'm going to go defense on the next one. Give it to my guy, Levi Wallace. Played a great game today. Complete game. Awesome to see. I thought he played really well today.
Yeah, I agree. After you called him out, so you need to give him a call. Go to let's see. Actually, you won't see Mckenzie at a show until next Monday, right?
Yeah, next Monday. Yeah.
So go to the show and tell him to tell Levi you're sorry for beating him up on the City Mafia.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give obvious ones. Usually, I try to go quite different than you, but how can I avoid Poyer on defense? Jordan Poyer, 10 tackles, a interception, 2 pass defenses. Game ball all day for Jordan. And then, of course, I'm going to go to Diggs. We've been waiting for this game, and Diggs, you're getting the game ball today. So
I like
Josh, if he doesn't throw that pick, which you said it wasn't a pick, but again, I think it's karma for trying to run a score up there a little bit. But if he doesn't throw that pick, I'd probably go Josh, but I'm going to go with Diggs on this one here.
I like it. Well deserved. Well deserved across the board. I agree.
So I did let everyone know before in the pregame that we are going to give out a $50 gift certificate today. I got to say, though, I got to look back at the pregame. It takes a few hours for the comments to be available. I will find out who was the closest, and they will be getting a $50 gift certificate today. So be curious to see once they might be available. I haven't checked, but they say anywhere from a couple hours to 24 hours after the live stream that the comments become available. So hopefully they're available soon. And anyone who made a comment. Most of the folks that made a comment are some regulars, so I don't know if there was anyone outside of regulars, but good luck. Somebody won today. Somebody won.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the next week's game. Who do we got coming up on the schedule there?
We got Indy. So they were in a tough matchup today against Jacksonville.
Jacksonville,
and,
giving them all they could handle.
They're playing tough football right now. Yeah. Yeah, but I expect Indy to come out fire, and that's not going to be an easy one either. Not saying today was we won 45-17, but I was cautiously optimistic heading into this game. You can't take any game for granted. Indy's a good team. They're well coached. Carson Wentz has been playing pretty well this year. I'm not sure exactly what his numbers were today, but Jonathan Taylor is really their main guy on offense, and he's looked fantastic over the last few weeks. I mean, the guy is really working his way into MVP consideration, honestly, with how well he's been playing. So, that's going to be a tough game for us. I hope we get a win. I'll be there. My brother-in-law is going to be there. My brother's going to be there. My buddy Ian. So it's going to be a fun one. I'm excited for it, Mike.
Yeah, so Carson Wentz did not have a big game. He didn't need to. He threw for 22 of 34 for 180 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah.
Where we're going to have our work cut out for us next week against, obviously, is Jonathan Taylor. You know, Chris on our Wednesday show has been talking about Jonathan Taylor even before the season started. He believes Indy has the best offensive line as far as running the ball, and all they got to do is lean on this guy, much like he's a different back than Derrick Henry, but he's having a fantastic year, and he went off today for 21 carries for 116 yards and a touchdown, and he was his 5.5 average carry, yards per carry. So this is a guy in that offensive line. It is going to be a challenge, and this, I feel we've done a really good job turning around the run defense from last year. We struggled last year a lot.
We did,
but I'm trying to think. The league has changed. It's obviously more of a passing game for most teams, and the only real good team we face as a running team, and correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I'm an old man, I forget past 2 weeks ago, but Henry, we obviously played Henry.
That was really it.
We did a pretty good job other than the 2 big runs, but they were big runs, and they made a difference in the game. So we're gonna have our hands full. What do you think about that matchup?
Yeah, well, the offensive line, too, for Indy is really impressive. Quentin Nelson is just unbelievable. I mean, they have some really good talent on that offensive line. Their center, too, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Good kid out of Alabama. My gosh, this is killing me that I can't remember his name. But, yeah, anyways, that whole offensive line is pretty strong across the board. So that's going to be very interesting for sure. And, Vio says, going to need star in the game. That's my buddy Ben Violani. Shout out to him. You met him, Mike. He was at the office, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I'm looking for your center here for, who is it for Indy you're saying?
Yeah, it's killing me. Why can't I think
Ryan
of his name
Kelly
right now? Ryan Kelly, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
I hear my buddies laughing down there right now. They're laughing probably because I couldn't remember his name.
So who do they have on? I mean, from a skill position, other than the running back, who else do they got over there? Let's see on their team.
Nyheim Hines is pretty good. He's a nice, good scat back. Michael Pittman, obviously, that's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah.
They got Zach Pascal, who's pretty solid. Their tight ends are pretty good. They got Mo Ali Cox, Jack Doyle, a couple other players. T.Y. Hilton, if he's healthy. We'll see what happens there. He's always banged up for whatever reason. So still a good player. He's a little bit older now, but he could still play. And that offense is pretty good. Like I said, they're pretty well coached too, so it's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, and that coach is beloved. Yeah, beloved Bills guy, Frank Reich. And Indy could easily have 2 more wins. They should have beat the Ravens. I know there was a game earlier as well that they probably should have won. So that Raven game was just Lamar Jackson magic.
Titans game. The Titans game.
Was it the Titans game? Yeah. So they could easily have 2 more wins, and they're playing, up to the level that they were last year. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if you think Phillip Rivers is a better guy than Old Man Rivers versus Wentz this year. Wentz is definitely kind of reverted back a little bit to those early days in Philly with Frank Reich.
He plays well under Frank Reich. Yeah,
exactly. So he's not making mistakes. He's doing what he has to. It seems like if he doesn't, like today, he didn't throw for much. He didn't have to. And
Right.
but when he does, he seems to step up. So yeah, it's going to be an amazing, amazing game. And you guys are going to be there, which is so cool.
Oh, I'm pumped. We'll send you some videos and pictures. Don't you worry. It's going to be a fun one.
Oh, so Antonio's saying, and Jake, you're spot. I'm sorry, Antonio, you're spot on.
Yeah.
Jake moves to a different room on the post game shows most of the time, except
Yep.
for last week when the guys down in the man cave were
They
so
all
disappointed
left.
with the game. They all took
Yeah.
off. They all went to bars. They had to get. They had to
They had to get out of here.
drink the
They were just
sorrows away.
so yeah,
Yeah.
everyone was so distraught from that loss. It was a bad look for everyone. So they were like, we're just gonna get out of here.
So
I said, I
Jake,
don't blame you.
most of the shows on the post game, Jake goes to his office, and yes, he's even
Yep.
got that decked out. I know. Hey, at least I have have the Bills on here. It's kind of. I mean, I don't know if you heard Antonio on the pregame. I got some nice signs ordered. They're coming from Buffalo. They're wood signs. They're very cool. I got a Bills, Sabres, even a Buffalo Braves. I thought that thing looked cool, and it's just
Yeah,
kind of
that's
a
cool.
nice historical one to have.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, it's not bad. Your space says a lot about you, Antonio. You got to have a good space. Mike, I'm not saying anything bad about yours. I know it's going to get better,
yes.
and it's not a bad space. There's a lot of improvements that can be made, which is great, and you're willing to do it, which is awesome. I love that. It's amazing.
My interior designer, my wife, is going to take care of me.
Yeah.
I have this great.
That's funny. She was getting on you about it a little bit.
Man, I haven't heard the end of it since last, since she saw our show. But I was giving her a hard time, like, why did it take you so long to finally watch one of our shows? So
Yeah,
I was
right.
giving it right
My
back
wife
to her.
hasn't seen any of them, so that's better than mine. So there you go.
It was just fortunate enough. My little boy, he puts our show on in the living room, and she happened to be downstairs doing dishes, and she watched, and it's like, oh my god, you got to do something about your backdrop. All right, it's coming. There is a signed Bills, Isaiah Mckenzie. There's an autographed helmet. Now, my camera, kind of has what's called bokeh, which is it kind of makes everything in the background a little out of focus. But trust me, there's and we're gonna get those. We're gonna get more things that you can see.
Heck yeah.
I want to get one of those, those what do they call them? Those LED signs that you have.
Nice.
And,
yeah, one of the neon signs or
one of the
something.
neon signs is what I was looking for, and so we're gonna get lined up
like
with that.
There's my dad. Bill's auction ends tomorrow. Here we go. He is so into that stuff, Mike. If you need anything, reach out to him because he'll be on that all day.
So I gotta
loves it.
tell me after the show ends. Tell me a little bit more about this. Where do I go? How do I get into this auction? And I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, Antonio, I'll get there, man. I promise you, I will. So final thoughts, Jake. I mean, we want to get out. We want to go celebrate with our friends. I know you got some guys down in the man cave waiting to watch.
Yeah.
They're actually, well, before we go there, let's just talk about, again, we said this year, more than any other year, it is any given Sunday. The phrase any given Sunday. And we just saw the Buccaneers get beat
by the Washington football team.
The Washington football team.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, and then we saw Pittsburgh. Now I get it. Roethlisberger was out. They tie.
Yeah.
They tie with Detroit. We saw Lamar Jackson get beat by the Dolphins. And what's going on in the afternoon games, real quick? Any surprises right now?
Looks like we got a close one between the Vikings and Chargers, which is no surprise. 13-10 there. Green Bay and Seattle 3-0 right now. Green Bay. And then
Carolina's
smoking Arizona right now.
Right, but
Cam is looking great.
Oh man, I'm a little bummed about this Cam thing. So
I know you got PJ Walker playing.
Is he actually? So did they put him in? Is he playing every series now, Cam?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he's just in goal line situations or what, but it's
you're
really
right. He is, because here's the deal. Cam's only 2 of 3. PJ Walker's 17 of 22.
Okay. So, there you go. Yeah.
But he's thrown 1 pick, which is a bummer.
Right.
The funny story about that, guys, I'm just saying that because I do have Cam. I play in a flex fantasy league where you start 2 quarterbacks, and Sam Darnold's been my quarterback, and he's been sucking lately. So I had to pivot from him, especially now they got injured. So I pick up PJ Walker, and I also pick up Cam when I hear, and I don't play Cam. I'm thinking Cam's probably going to be the guy maybe next week. But here Cam comes in and he throws 1 touchdown and he runs 1 touchdown. I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on now. So hopefully PJ It's good to see McCaffrey back though, because he's on my
It
fantasy team
is.
as well.
Thank God. Let's hope for no more injuries. We need him. We need him playing.
Uh,
Man.
all right, so no, and then tonight's game, who we got
Tonight's game's
tonight?
going to be a good one, Raiders and Chiefs. So that's going to be one to
Ooh,
watch for sure. That's huge for the AFC.
is that in Vegas or is that
I
in
think it's.
KC?
I don't actually know.
Let me see
Let's
here.
see.
Let me see here. It is in Vegas.
It's in Vegas.
Oh,
Wow.
I'll tell you what.
That's huge.
If you have fantasy players in that game,
Hunter Renfro, baby. Big day for him.
you're gonna get some points, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well,
should be fun.
Listen, everyone. I will check the stat. I'll check the comments, see who won the gift certificate. Hopefully, all of you at least here, because a lot of the folks here I see are regulars. You put a score prediction. Like I said, the closest one wins. So I'll reach out to you. And again, I always forget. I get excited, but you know now. Drop a nickel on that subscribe button. Give us a like. Give us a share. Give us a comment. And oh, by the way, before I forget, this would be terrible. I did all this work, and poor Matt, who won the Josh Allen helmet, he was at the game, and he sends me pictures during the game. There he is. You can see he's in the corner of the end zone. I think the picture on the left is after Trey White's interception. I think that picture came in right around that time. But Matt's out there supporting the Bills. Appreciate you, Matt, and thanks again for sending those pictures. And again, I always tell folks, if you go to a game, and obviously Jake's going to a game next week, and he's going to take lots of pictures, and we'll put those on the show immediately as soon as I can. So he got this over to me. I worked them in, and good stuff there. So yeah, appreciate all of you. As always, remember we have other content during the week. I know I've seen Slinky out on our fantasy shows once in a while. If you're into fantasy football, check out the Wednesday show. It's great information. Rick and Chris will be at it again. Jake and I filled in for Rick last week, which was a blast. And by the way, Jake,
it was a great time.
You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
We had a lot of fun on that show. It was great. And then we do a golf show. If any of you are into golf, check out the show on Tuesday nights. So everyone, go enjoy the rest of the Sunday, celebrate, and be safe. And we'll see you next week. And Jake, we'll have to talk about it. We're going to probably do our pregame.
Maybe a little early.
It might be on a Friday, Thursday, or Saturday. We'll talk about it. So you'll see us because Jake will be at the game. So just keep an eye out for it. I'll post it well in advance. So if you come to our channel, you'll see when that pregame show's going to go off at. So everyone, have a great weekend. Jake, thanks a lot, buddy. Take care.
Appreciate it. All right, guys. Go Bills.
Let's do it.